My name is Richard Mellon. I'm homeless in Woodstock. Well, I was financially wiped out because of hospital bills in New Jersey. That I did not have any health insurance at the time. Well, I had a job, but it wasn't enough to get regular insurance, and I had to pay tens of thousands of dollars to the hospital out of my personal savings to remain out of jail, and it exhausted me financially. And then I lost my job, and then a series of unfortunate circumstances caused me, including my mother's death, to have a what we would call a nervous breakdown, and you know, suicide attempts, so to speak. And I came up to Woodstock to start a new life and pursue my writing and artistry and being a musician. And unfortunately, things didn't quite work out up here either. And shit happened, and I found myself homeless and camping out and, living on the streets, literally like sleeping on the pavement and in the cold. And it kind of sucked. But I had done it before in my youth, so I gave it another shot. But the bad weather caused things to, the winter and the cold made it very difficult. But I've managed to soldier on, and I'm still here.
My name is Peter Gay. I come from the mainland Jutland in Denmark. I immigrated to the United States in 1983. Yes, presently I live in my car and camp out due to an outrageous miscarriage of the most basic rules about housings, which is pending in the courts, but haven't been given a decision, and it have been pending since April. That's how I, at the age of 62, find myself for the first time homeless. I was caretaker. I was living with an elderly woman for 10 years. 8 days after, upon her death, the family illegally evicted me because they needed the court's approvals to do so, which they up to date still don't have. I go temporarily to another housing situation, which for different reasons didn't work out. So the last couple of months I have spent alternating between my tent and my car. When you ask about the inconveniences and stuff of it, one of the strangest things is, like, when you in the municipal parking lot, the town will lock up the municipal bathroom. Now you're suddenly walking into criminal area because either you have to discreetly try to take a pee in your car in something, or go out in the trees, being at risk of being arrested for indecent exposure. So things you normally did when you had a home suddenly become something, is there anybody around here to see me? The attitude of people who pulls in if they see, I learned to limit my luggage in my car. If they see a lot, you kind of send, that's probably a homeless person. And the trouble with homeless is it's not just necessarily substance abuse or mental challenges and stuff, but as me, first time at the age of 62, we can all land there for different reasons, and there's no mechanism set up. It's very nice with the soup kitchens and with the family and stuff, but basics, they only numb the symptoms, because why do people need this help in the first place, which goes back to a total failed housing policy, which is non-existing in Woodstock. There's no enforcement on the most basic fire and safety codes of slum landlords. I know because I was involved in a case 30 years ago where the landlord indeed was deemed negligent.
I would frequently, when I became homeless, sleep underneath the front porch of the Dutch Reformed Church out of the rain. And there was a priest, Father Josh. It was very nice, and actually came out and spoke to me and said, "You're welcome here anytime. We know your circumstances. You've been in some bad situations, and you're welcome to stay here. You're not bothering anybody. You're not causing a mess. You get up and leave when the sun comes up." And unfortunately, Father Josh went away on a sabbatical, and they got another priest in. And he came out and told me I couldn't be there. And it was pouring rain and cold, and I have bad legs and a heart condition, and I had nowhere to go. It was ice cold, pouring rain, and the police came at about 4 in the morning. It's usually about 4 in the morning when they decide to do this. And they actually were not kicking me in any way. Their police are nice, but they were tapping me with their foot on my ribs, and I had broken my ribs earlier, a couple months before, but they hurt. And I said, "Where am I going to go?" And they said, "We don't care. Just you cannot be on the church property. We will have to arrest you for trespassing." So I had to get up and take my pack and my sleeping bag and just walk off into the night in the ice cold rain, where I was worried about getting pneumonia and things not being very pleasant, which they weren't. And I got soaking wet with rain and ice cold, and I could no longer return to the church. And one of the comments I made, because the pastor, the priest, whatever you want to call him, he was there with the police. I said, "Hey, tell Jesus thanks a lot." I said, "That's really kind of you. What a Christian thing to do, kicking the old, sick and dying man out into the cold." And that's what happened. And it's been happening frequently around this town. And, all they wanted is a warm, dry place to sleep at night, and they wouldn't even give me that. And, threatened me with going to jail and trespassing. And I just thought that was kind of evil, but who am I to judge? I simply got up and left.
And encounter the abuse of law enforcement who wakes you up, say you can't sleep on town land, you can't sleep in your car, you can't be there. Homeowners who complained to the local police that somebody might be camping on state land for 3 days, which is perfectly legal.
That's what they say. That's what they want you to. That's what you think, huh? What you gonna do? Here's Mary Poppins. Helicopter. A tree is running. President Lobster.
No reason to fucking live. I guess the word is shy. My dad is totally like alpha male. Like I'm like second you come into the house. Oh, what's your name, Joe? Whoa, where you from? He's just like he's always in this like I call it a tangent. He's like niggle.
Pardon me, I'm not being antisocial, Chris. Good to see you. I'm just out of it. It's been a rough couple days. Very little sleep, and cold and wet and damp. And
living hell. Yo. Sleeping on
Chris,
me.
how you been, bro?
All right, my man. How are you? Are you coming tonight?
Open mic.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know.
I won't go anywhere near that.
Wait, where is that? Is that the
We're gonna
colony
see
right
how
now?
it goes.
Yeah, it's the colony.
I can't function under that shit anymore. My panic attacks and
Hey,
post-traumatic
Chris.
stress disorder.
Yo, Chris. Have you seen Laura, like, very, very recently?
Saw her 2 hours ago, Joe.
Is she parked over here anywhere?
No, I don't know. I'll have a look if you like.
No.
I saw her at the Green earlier, about 4 o'clock.
No, I'm just saying.
Sorry, if that's annoying, I don't know. Is it
No,
annoying?
dude, that's
Is it
fucking. That's.
Because
You're
I-
playing a fucking horn like a kid out in the fucking rain, dude.
Yeah, I liked
What
it.
do you mean is that annoying?
No, it's really cool.
I just like playing music.
What's that there?
Huh?
What's that?
Oh, it's just so it's like part of the song. So I was writing the song. So that's the
right.
song.
Oh, that's you wrote it in. That's music, is it? Right. Yeah,
No,
keep.
it's like it's like
I'm not even exactly
it
sure.
says everything rings.
And
You know, all is everything. All eclipses, the soul is reborn in love. And it's like the truth. So the windows. We got America, so this was set up as an altar for medicine for people to release to see the things that have been given and that can give. And there's been it was made in the sunlight, echoed, created, transformed, destroyed, and then reborn again. I make jewelry and 3D dimensional object stuff, but this was just an experiment. It was the face of this. I have pictures of it before this. It's been transformed. You got speakers. Oh, there we go. So this is where the eye would be in the TV. It's really, really medicine to me. Like everything that I made in this is like the offering of just releasing of because here we have the wonders of the world. You know.
oh, yo.
We have the holy goddess, coming out of the TV. Yeah.
Why do you think so many people are homeless at
Sometimes my
Woodstock?
friends would be
Well,
not like afraid of me.
they're all extremely skilled
Like,
people
just
with
polite. They
major
didn't wanna just
knowledge.
go,
like
yes,
this
you know,
man
like,
has been studying
yes, handle us
chemistry,
a bottle.
elemental.
Once they got to know him, then
I mean, things that are just mind-boggling. You know.
He just like he would like line shots
He's-
up for
he
my
worked for-
friends.
Doing engineering with making things. That's his own story.
Like
You know,
he
he's
wouldn't
this
just
man
break that shit. That's when he'd break.
has worked really hard in his
all
life,
sorts of like.
and they worked hard. Right now, I
like
think it's
black
because
label
right now they
you know,
have been through a lot of trauma in their
black
life,
label means it's like
and they're not
Stonewall
being
for
helped.
purposes.
They have family that, and they're not. They would work, but
we always like have a good Guinness to chase it with, or Heineken, you know, not like
expectations of
bullshit. And,
you know how the
my
society
mother
has
would be
been
like, "Oh, Bob."
Why do you think you're?
brainwashed
All
to
right,
this hierarchy
I'll
of
say
like.
this
and
is when we were all,
we also
like,
break
over
those
18, so it's
barriers
not like,
and boundaries.
You know,
Like this
you
man
could
has
get in trouble. Like,
thousands
"Oh,
of
Mr. Mellon had all these
stories.
15-year-olds over and got him drunk."
You know?
No, it wasn't like that.
Why do you think
Actually-
you're homeless at the moment?
Certain of my friends, he did do that. With my permission.
being not accepted as who I
Dad
am,
would be like, "Oh,
and being treated
friends
like
aren't sure."
trash.
You know, and
Being not
his
Also,
attitude
my-
was,
Yeah.
I'd rather see you drinking here
Not
than going
being
out
able to
getting
be
in
free.
Stupid trouble.
And because I love everybody, and I just nothing but love. But when it's just being
So,
treated
he
like
was
the
not
trash, it's just like,
encouraging
oh,
us.
No, we don't want you not.
I've been really treated fucking
He
bad in
wasn't-
my life, and I don't
They
understand.
always
I'm
like
trying
see
to.
all the assholes turning around like,
Yeah, so right now I'm like, I've had 5-bedroom houses. I've had
Mr. Mellon's bed
had over 10
He's
cars.
encouraging
I've worked
our youth
really hard in
who
my
are
life.
continuing
Been
to
doing
drink.
carpentry, masonry
Now,
work,
he knew that all my friends
landscaping
drank. He
design,
knew that we're always drinking. When,
artwork,
I'm talking when we were like
paintings,
freshmen in high school.
drawings
I
for.
was always at Harrod.
You know, I never took
And
classes except for when you're in
So
basic
it's like a
elementary or
Friday
something. But I
night. My
taught
friends
myself
are over to
everything I
get
know.
me. Like for,
This wouldn't be
like
exactly a
first
good
school in high
example
school,
of
but
anything that I really do. I can show you a little
so you
tiny
boys
bit of
want a
something
shot
that I
of
do
beer before you go.
in here.
You know, nowadays that's like scandalous.
So these are like sketches, really quick sketches. You know?
Beautiful, dude.
Yeah. I know these ones are cool. I like these ones when they're colored in, and then you put a prism to it. That's, you know, so these ones are sweet.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
This was like a jogger. It's supposed to be. It's literally supposed to be moving. It's like a picture that's supposed to be moving. It's because it says all evolve, all love, and then I was planning on DNA patterns spinning through it. These are sketches, simple sketches. We could do so much great hologram work, but I just need to be in a place where I can do it. You know?
Where are you now?
I'm nowhere right now. I have no place to really be. I'm like, I have all my equipment. I have four Dremels, saws. I used to make jewelry and stuff, and like I can, you know. So I've like.
How do you put it? You said it's a whole social thing.
I used to. I can't. I have all the materials, but I don't have a place that I could just be to come up. Like I need like a solid year of like being able to just create and have a space where nobody is, you know, fucking with me, and we can all work together. Like, cause dude, it's like boundless artwork. I can make boundless artwork easily. You know.
Some parents did. Something got around.
I also just make inventions and things. This is a fresh book. I got this a few days ago, but I've done tons of paintings since then. I think. Oh yeah. See.
Yeah.
That's like a beginning of one.
Like,
you know.
Some other parent was like, "Wow, all of the Mellon."
The beginning of the sketch. These are. I'm playing with this certain kind of color, but it's not really I don't really like it necessarily. It's like, honestly, I'm just this was like, I'm seeing different colors, because I'd rather make my own pigments way more, because some of these colors are just like this is not a good I do like realistic work, and this was like what I did today. It's supposed to be looked at like it's like gold and silver too. It's like gold and silver is kind of melting.
So
This is a quick, you know, to spend a lot of heart into it.
So will you sleep on the street tonight, or will you go stay with a friend?
I'll probably sleep on this. I'll probably sleep under a tree probably tonight. Definitely, or up in a tree.
What do you think has to happen before people get houses? Is it the government's problem, or what?
No, it's our communities. It's the people lacking the communication in our everyday. Let's have a town meetings or something. Let's connect with people, you know, more, and accept people, not judge them if they have a problem or in situations, not hurt them, like not.
Friggin' bullshit with everybody.
People get really abused.